Hey everyone, and welcome to SanSnacks, episode 1, where we're going to be making salsa. This is a really simple salsa, but super delicious, and I hope you guys follow along and enjoy. So for ingredients, all you need for this salsa is tomatoes, a yellow onion, lime, a jalapeno pepper, a green bell pepper, and some cilantro, and of course salt and pepper. And the first thing you want to do is basically set up your station. You're going to need a cutting board, a knife, a bowl to put all your scraps in, and you're also going to need a bowl to put your salsa in, and that's going to be at the very end. So let's get started. So first thing we want to do is cut the tomatoes. So we're just going to cut here and take the middle out. This, and then we're just going to cut it up in half and then quarters, and then just to make sure we cut it again. Now what we want to do is we want to take out this seedy middle part. We don't want that in our salsa. So we're just going to take our waste bowl here, and I like to take it out with my fingers. Just because I find it easier. You can use a knife too if you really want to just kind of scrape it out of there. But I feel like your fingers just fine. And you know what? Getting your hands dirty, it's fine. Now we're going to cut the tomatoes into small little cubes. Everything in the salsa is going to be pretty much has to be uniform, just so it blends well together and you don't get too much of any one flavor. Okay, so now that we have the tomatoes set and in their little bowls, let's work on the onion. Now, onions, really simple to cut. You just have to cut them in half and take off the hard skin and the first layer. Alright, now that we cut up the onion, let's start with the pepper. Now for the pepper, all we want is the skin on the outside. We don't want any of this in the middle. It tastes awful. So we're just going to cut it out, and we're just going to throw it into our little waste. Alright, so now we're on to the jalapeno pepper. Now this is going to be different than your bell pepper, as in you want the seeds in this one. This regulates how hot you want your salsa to be. Now particularly I like a spicy salsa, so I'm going to leave a bunch of seeds in there, because why not? I'll figure it out later. Now an important thing to note when you're cutting jalapenos is that do not touch your eyes or anywhere else right after you cut it. Wash your hands and then proceed if you have your eye is itchy or anything like that, then scratch your eyes. I've had it happen to me before. It is not a pleasant experience or one that I would want to wish upon anyone. Alright, so next up is the cilantro. Now, a lot of people just use the leaves and they rip off and they throw out the stem. I'm not going to do that. I don't like to do that. The stem has a lot of flavor. It is a little bit chewier, so I will have to say, like, make sure you cut it very small and very finely. But, I mean, as long as you do that, you won't taste the difference, and you'll just get a lot more flavor. You paid for the whole thing, you might as well use the whole thing. And the last thing before our mise en place is ready is the lime juice. Now I'm just going to cut the lime in half and squeeze it out into a small bowl, and then we'll get started on actually putting it all together and making the salsa. Alright, now that we have everything ready to go, we have our mise en place ready, we're just going to start mixing everything together. So just start throwing everything into a bowl. Now the most important ingredient that we're going to add in here, the salt. You want to make sure you add a generous amount of salt and some pepper. And then you just stir it in very well. Now what the salt is going to do, and why it's such a critical component of the salsa, is that it's going to basically cook the onions. It's going to extract all the moisture out, and it's going to get rid of that kind of that real bite, that oniony bite that no one really no one wants to taste while they're eating salsa. So we're just going to make sure that it's well mixed. Now that it's well mixed, we're going to wait at least 30 minutes to let the salt do its thing, let it get the juices out, let it get into a nice mixture, and bring down that disgusting oniony taste that you don't want to have in a salsa. Then we'll come back in 30 minutes and we'll start tasting it, and we'll add little bits of whatever we think we'll need just to make it taste perfect. See you guys soon. Alright guys, welcome back. It has been over 30 minutes now, and this is, I gotta say, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty tasty. And you can see right here on the bottom all this liquid that's been coming out of the vegetables, and this is where it's at. This is all the flavor. That's where you're gonna get that great salsa. That's how you know you're gonna get that great salsa. And so, most important thing is now tasting it. You want to taste it. You want to taste your food before you give it to people, or before you eat it yourself. Alright, the flavors are there. Could use a little bit more salt, so we're just gonna dabble it in here, and then a little pinch more pepper, and then we're just gonna stir it up again. Make sure all that salt is dissolved and gets into the salsa, so you won't even notice it. Alright, that's looking good. Take another taste. Just a pinch more, and I think we'll be set. Alright guys, now the true test. I got some Tostitos multigrain scoops. I don't like to limit myself with one grain, so I get the multigrain. And we're just gonna dip it in here, and let's see how this tastes. Yep, so this tastes great. It's got some really good flavor. It's got the perfect amount of spice that I like. That's gonna vary about how spicy you like things. And that's it for episode 1, guys. We made it here. We made some fantastic salsa. remember to subscribe. If you guys make this at home, take a picture. I want to see what you guys made. I want to see how it comes out. Also, I want you guys to experiment. Use different peppers, use different ingredients. This is just your basic salsa, but like you can go anywhere with it. You can make it a completely different thing. You can add all sorts of different flavors on it. So, and I want to see what you guys are doing. So feel free to take a picture and hashtag using the hashtag below, and I'll see you next time.